The Assembly will hear an address by the Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, His Excellency Malik Shahid Jamil.
Professor Adam, my name is Malik Shahid Jamil. I am presenting a speech originally presented by the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, in 2019 United Nations General Assembly. I am presenting this speech because he covers a lot of important aspects that goes on around the world, specifically Pakistan, specifically the tensions between Pakistan and India, and more specifically Kashmir. India, they went against 11 United Nations Security Council resolutions which said that Kashmir is a disputed territory and the people of Kashmir have the right of self-determination. They went against Simla Accords, which is sorting out our tensions through bilateral means. They went against the Indian Constitution, illegally revoking Article 370, which is used to give Kashmir a special status. They put in extra 800,000 troops in Kashmir. Total number of security troops in Kashmir are now 900,000, putting 8 million people of Kashmir under curfew. I just want to explain how anyone can do this, something like this. And for that, I have to explain to you what RSS is. Mr. Modi, he is a life member of RSS. RSS was an organization inspired by Hitler and Mussolini, and it came about back in 1925. They believed in racial purity, racial superiority. They also believed that they were an Aryan race, like how the Nazis believed that they were an Aryan race. All that I'm saying can be verified. This is the time of information revolution. You can Google all of this, but it is very important for me to explain to you so you know what is happening. So you know what this is, what is happening in Kashmir. RSS believes in the ethnic cleansing of Muslims from India. At one point, it was the racial superiority of the Hindu race. Secondly, it was hatred for the Muslims and Christians because they believed that the golden age of Hinduism was topped because of Muslim rule centuries back, and then the British rule of India. This is openly stated. You can just Google the founding fathers of RSS like Golwalkar and Sarvakar. This ideology of hate is what murdered the great Mahatma Gandhi in 1948. It was this ideology of hate that made Modi in 2002 a program in Gujarat which butchered 2,000 Muslims and 150,000 Muslims were made homeless. The Congress Party gave a statement that terrorists are being trained in RSS camps. India could not travel to the US because of this. I needed you to understand this background before I explain to you what kind of mindset locks up 8 million people with 900,000 troops. Women, children, sick people, locked in like animals. In fact, what I know of England, if 8 million animals were locked in, the RSPCA would have made a lot of noise about it. These are human beings. What comes with these illusions of race superiority is arrogance. Arrogance is what makes people make mistakes and do stupid things, cruel things, like what Modi has done. Arrogance has blinded PM Modi and the BJP party from the fact. What does he think is going to happen when he lifts the curfew? Does he think that the people of Kashmir will quietly accept the new status quo because India has changed their constitution? 100,000 Kashmiris have died in the past 30 years. They were denied the right given by the United Nations, the right for self-determination. 100,000 have died and 11,000 women have been raped. There are 2 United Nations human reports on this. But the world did nothing and sees India as a huge market. Look, what will happen when the curfew is lifted? It will be a bloodbath. What will happen when 8 million Kashmiris come out of lockdown and face 900,000 troops? I fear there will be a bloodbath. The way Kashmiris are caged like animals in their houses. Their political leaders arrested, even the pro-India ones. 13,000 boys picked up and taken to unknown locations. Youngsters blinded with pellet guns. This will only lead to further radicalization. Don't you think that 180 million Muslims will be radicalized in India as they see 8 million Kashmiris locked up? And what about the 1.3 billion Muslims around the world watching and knowing that this is only happening to Kashmiri Muslims? How would the Jewish community react, even if 8,000 Jewish were locked up? How would the Europeans react? How would any humans react? Are we children of a lesser God? Don't you know this is God discusses us pain too?